Okay, today we're going to do a demo of a Brother 270 bulky knitting machine, similar to the 260 except this one's electronic. It handles worsted weight yarns, and we should be able to do standard lace plus tuck, slip stitch, and maybe thread lace all today. I just finished e-wrapping to cast one, and I'm going to hook up the yarn here. This is worsted weight yarn, and it's set on tension 7. Did a loose e-wrap cast on, and I'm going to hang the cast on comb as soon as I find it. Ta-da! Hang the comb. I'll be doing other videos on explaining how to do these different techniques. This is just an overview if you're somebody who's curious what a Brother bulky knitting machine. This is also called a KnitKing, which is made by Brother. Moving this across, and that's the first row. I'm going to pull this yarn down and attach some weights. So I have these to put on. I'm going to grab the little end tail, slide it over this side here, and one in the middle. Okay, going across. And that's plain knitting. And now I'm going to be starting out with using a pattern. So we're going to turn this on. Come look right over here. Turn this on. And then I'm going to hit the step button here. And let's pretend that I don't want 111. I would hit clear, type in the number, and then hit step. And then until the green lights are on. But I really do want 111, so let's go back again. Step, clear, the pattern number, put 111, step. I have it on this first selector, so it'll pattern all over. I don't want to change the position. Just accept it like that until the green light comes on. Move the knit carriage outside the turn mark. Haven't pressed any buttons yet. I'm going to slide it across, putting a little tension on the yarn. Here, and that's supposed to select. I forgot to do something. Do it again. Right outside the turn mark. We're going to turn it to KC. There, that's better. And pattern number 111 is already programmed into the machine. It selects every other needle, alternating throughout the pattern. And now I'm going to push in the tuck buttons and show you what tuck patterning looks like. Okay, take a peek at that. It's really cool. It basically drapes the yarn over every other one. And now I'm going to do a couple rows of straight patterning. And now we're going to do the same thing except with slip stitch, which I'm going to be using these 2 part buttons. So we go outside the turn mark, move it to KC, go across. It selects every other needle, and I push in the 2 part buttons. I move my weights up. And this is slip stitch right there. I'll take this off at the end so you can see it. See the difference. Let's do a couple of things. And now we're going to do fairisle. So I'm going to move it out to the edge. Still working with the same pattern. Slide it over to KC. Bring it across. add in the other color into the B slot in the front, and push in. And now I have to push in the top button. My top button on this machine sticks, so I have to hold down the bottom one. If you push both in, you get lace. So we'll do it like that. Going across. Looking good. Moving my weights up. It's a simple pattern, just every other one. I may repeat the same demo using a more complex pattern so you can see how it looks. Alright, there's that. Next thing we're going to do is lace, but I need to go get some more yarn, so I'll come back in a second. Okay, I'm knitting a couple rows of plain stocking stitch, and now I'm going to set it up for some lace thread lace knitting, which means I have a thin yarn in the right hand side and my regular yarn in the left. You can do regular lace on the bulky machine, but you have to do it by hand, which is a lot more difficult or time consuming. But it does do a thread lace, and I will show you how to do that. Move the carriage outside the little turn mark here. Press over to the KC. Go across, and the needles will be selected. Push in both center buttons, like that. Thread the other thinner yarn into the B slot right here. Go across, and now ideally you want to use a background color. This pink, this is pink. You want to use something that is a similar color to whatever you're working with, to the main color. And I chose pink so we could see it a little bit, but it's not quite obvious. Let me finish this up real quick. If I wanted to do lace by hand on this machine, the same pattern, I would start off the left and move every other one off to the right. It's a little bit laborious. You want to move them all the way over. There's probably a way to actually do this so it's a little bit prettier. Drop the stitch. Pick it up. Repair it. Okay. You probably would want to take this stitch, move it onto this one, and then slide it over like that to get it to look prettier. But I might be able to show you how this looks. Alright, and then return all these back out into B position so that they knit. And go across. Two times. There's one row. And then I'm going to choose the opposite ones to move them from right to left. And I'm going to take this off the machine and show it to you after I do. Oops, not this one. This one. The tricky part with this is remembering to stick the needles back into working position once you've moved them. Alright, and I'm just going to take this off because it's just a demo piece. We'll go over the different parts of it. Okay. This is the front side here. For some of these patterns, it's the back side. Plain knitting is here. This is tuck. This is slip stitch. The tuck will produce a much wider, stretchier width-wise knit than the slip stitch. This is the fairisle up here. This is the back side of the lace, and this is the front side of manual lace up at the top. And the back side, which is the front for some of them, this is tuck stitch here, plain knitting here, purl side. This is slip stitch here, and then we have the back side of fairisle and the front side of lace. It's kind of a plain pattern, and this is much larger. This is done manually up here. So there you have it. That's an overview. If you have questions, comments, feel free to subscribe. Quick overview of a 270. Let me know if there's something else you'd like to see, and I'll post it. Thanks. Bye.